So I've gotten my blood drawn a couple times in my life, and by a couple, I mean like a handful of times. Also, I'm literally going to be talking about needles and blood, so click out if you don't want to hear about any of that. Anyways, getting right into it. Fun fact, when you're a kid and skinny and you have the veins the size of threads, they use a special needle on you. It's called the butterfly needle. I don't know anything about needles, but I do know that it's pretty painless and it goes in pretty easily if you catch my drift. Like every time I get my blood drawn by the butterfly needle, by the time it's in and it's secure, the blood's already flowing. That bag or that vial is filled up immediately. So just know the butterfly needle and I are well acquainted with each other. But I'm a big boy now. The last time I got my blood drawn was when I was in high school. There was one random month my mom was really adamant on us getting our health checked out. Health checked out? Talking about restocking up on eczema creams, inhalers. We're getting physicals. So, your normal routine checkups. But apparently, my sister and I had to update our blood. Don't know what that means, but but we're already scheduled to come back to get our blood drawn. So head back out of it. So anyways, I still haven't grown out of the butterfly needle. Even as an adult, my veins are still playing Wells Waddle in my body. So I know they can't stick me with a regular needle. I know this because I've gotten my blood drawn as an adult many times already, and I always leave with a bruised arm and hella band-aids on my inner elbow. Them nurses always be treating me like I'm a pincushion. So going back to me and my little sister getting our blood drawn, the day of, I'm in the room sitting on that leather bed chair thing with the paper across it, you know what I'm talking about? And the nurse comes in and I kindly inform her that my veins are kind of small and I recommend that she uses the butterfly needle. I mean, I know she thinks I'm just some anxiety riddled teenager afraid of needles. I mean, I am, but at the same time, I'm not drop dead at the sight of a needle scared. I'm more like, let's get this out of the way type scared. Like, I know that it's fairly common for people to request the butterfly needle because it's just easier and more painless. But at the same time, like, I'm telling you because I know better. Anyways, she ties up my arm, she gives me a stress ball, and she taps on my elbow and she kind of gets it started. I guess the veins are popping. I don't see what she's seeing. Goes in for it. First time, I guess she misses. I don't know how to draw blood, so I don't know what to tell y'all. Second time, she goes in. That time, she's wiggling around. I can feel that thin ass needle in my arm, digging around, searching. Are we fishing for something? I don't know. Third time's a charm, except there is no charm. Shit was looking ugly. I mean, she's just going in and in and in. She's playing the violin on my elbow right now. She digging for gold, all right. I mean, at this point, just give me a shot. Just stick it in me and pump it in me already. Anyways, she goes to my other arm. I'll speed it up for y'all. She does the same thing like 5 more times. I mean, by her third attempt, I guess she got tired of playing Ghostface and she finally switched to the butterfly needle. But even then, my veins are so stubborn, they refuse to give out this blood. I kid you not, she goes back to the arm that already has a bunch of holes in it, and keeps trying. Come on, lady. Get the hint. My poor arms are sick of you. Go away. Spare me. Try harder. Please find a vein already. I have like 11 holes in me already. Speed it up. But it gets better. So, fun fact about me, my hands and my feet are actually pretty veiny. Like, they're really nice. So she spots my hand, and I mean, I've been squishing the stress ball the entire time. So my veins are ripe. I mean, the only two places you can draw blood is what is this? I gotta take anatomy. Hold up. The only places that you can draw blood is the antecubital, aka the inner elbow, and the back of your hand. I mean, I don't do stand up, but I'm not joking. She did one vein on the back of my hand and it failed. And then she tried again and it failed. And then she goes for the same vein that failed, and guess what? It failed. And if we keep following the same pattern, she goes to the other hand. I'll save you some time. She tries and fails 3 times again. And it's at this point I should mention that I learned from her the same day that my veins on my hands apparently do gymnastics. I didn't know that my veins are doing front flips and rolling around and shit. If you don't understand that metaphor, apparently I have rolling veins, walking veins, what have you. So 3 out of the 6 times she actually got it to stick. But my veins, instead of failing or collapsing, it would just move. It's literally doing the boogie, dancing in my hand, and it'll just basically wiggle the needle out or literally just spit it out. But I digress. After failing to knit a sweater out of my hand veins, she throws a couple band-aids on my hands and she returns to the original arm that we started with. And finally, blissfully, she finally sticks the needle in my arm, and we see that delicious, delicious flow of red blood. Simple as that. I didn't bruise or anything, but that was not a fun experience. I mean, I had 3 bandages on my hand alone, and then the 2 bandages each on my arms. And after walking out, you definitely feel something after someone pokes you a bunch of times for like 40 minutes. I mean, there was the appointment before that one, and that clinic told me to fast before my appointment, and I thought that meant no water. So when the nurse tried drawing my blood, she was just kind of tapping into some dry veins. But the key difference here is she at least managed to get the needle in after like 2 attempts. So not a fun experience on my end, and my lesson to y'all, beg for that butterfly needle. Don't let them tap into your veins with them big ass needles.